Our next example, the last one we'll look at, 9/10 of the difference between a number and 1. 9/10 of the difference between a number and 1. Key phrase we have here is of, a fraction of something. So we'll write the fraction 9/10 multiplied by what follows, which is the difference between a number and 1. 9/10 of, which is times, the difference between a number and 1. Our next key word is difference. Difference tells us we are subtracting. In that subtraction, we're taking the difference between a number and 1. The number we'll call x, 1 is written second. Remember that difference, meaning subtract, keeps the same order it had in the words, so we write the x subtract 1. I've given you a lot of examples. Now you should be ready for some exercises. These take space to write, and so we'll look at these in 2 or 3 groups. Let's start with the exercises that say translate into a variable expression. Translate into a variable expression. Number 1 is the product of a number and 6. The product of a number and 6. Exercise 2. 10 less than 3 times a number. 10 less than 3 times a number. Exercise number 3. The product of 1/2 and the quotient of 3 and a number. The product of 1/2 and the quotient of 3 and a number. Exercise 4. 5 decreased by the cube of a number. 5 decreased by the cube of a number. Exercise 5. 4/5 of the sum of a number and 6. 4/5 of the sum of a number and 6. Copy these carefully. Then stop the tape, work the exercises, and turn the tape back on to check your answers. Your answers should be, for number 1, 6x. For number 2, 3x subtract 10. For number 3, 1/2 times the fraction 3 over x. For number 4, 5 subtract x to the power 3. And for number 5, 4/5 times in parentheses x plus 6. If you made a mistake and cannot figure out where you went wrong, or you just need further explanation on these, be sure to mark these on your paper so that you can get help when you go to the lab from a lab instructor or a tutor. We have one more thing to do with these variable expressions. Often when we translate the expressions into variables, we must simplify. So here we will translate into a variable expression, then simplify. Notice that the directions are slightly different. We are to simplify the answer. You may have noticed that some of the expressions in the answers you just came up with could have been simplified. We were not told to do so, and so we would stop where we did. With these problems, we will go the further step and simplify the results. So let's look first at the example that reads, the sum of twice a number and 4 less than the number. The sum of twice a number and 4 less than the number. A key word here is sum. We must take the sum, which means we're going to add the sum of two things, twice a number. Then we get to the word and we know we're ready for the second expression, which is 4 less than the number. Twice a number means 2 times the number, and so the first thing in our addition is 2x. The thing we're to add to that is 4 less than the number. Here's our red flag expression, less than. Less than tells us to subtract, but we're to subtract in reverse order. In parentheses, for our second expression to be added, a subtraction sign, the numbers go in reverse order, therefore 4 goes at the end. The number goes first in the parentheses. So we have 2x plus the expression x minus 4. Now we are to simplify that answer. And 2x plus the expression x minus 4 can be written without the parentheses because this is a plus sign preceding the parentheses. There is no coefficient other than an understood 1. So we get 2x plus x, subtract 4 or add negative 4. And that gives us 2x plus x is 3x, 3x plus negative 4, or simply 3x subtract 4. So our final result is 3x subtract 4.